Who is taking legal action against the News of the World. I mean, did the police contact you then, Abi? What was the process?
Yes, they did. I mean, I always knew that I'd been hacked. I'd known it for years, or suspected, should I say. But the Met Police contacted me this year, yeah, and said we have evidence. I used to have the old flip phone. Do you remember the old flip phones? And it used to text me when I had new voicemail messages. So you have 6 new messages, and a few minutes later, or an hour or so later, when I rang the voicemail and listened to them, it would say you have 6 old messages, or they've been deleted, or sometimes I'd ring it and it would say your voicemail's currently in use. So someone was actually accessing it at the same time I was trying to. And that happened all of the time for a long time, for years. And also the phone. You know, like the house phone, this is a separate issue to my News of the World case, but the house phone as well used to click all the time, and there were people like up telegraph poles outside the house, and then stories would appear, because my friends thought I was going a bit mad, you know, because they did send me very paranoid actually, and then there were stories in the paper that were direct transcriptions of phone conversations that I'd had. But this case really for me is about, it's the voicemail hacking. That's what they did, and so the police have evidence that supports those suspicions.
And more stories like Abi and more claims being.
They haven't yet identified, and the courts are at them. It'll be a very wide range of money that people will.
I mean, I suppose I should start by saying that I have had a great relationship with the press for most of the last sort of 8 years. I mean, there's been some difficult times, but I have had a great relationship with them in general, and I am very grateful for that. But they have crossed a line, you know, when it comes to hacking into your personal voicemails. It's such a violation, actually. I don't really class myself as a celebrity anymore. I'm an actress, and I've been a professional actress for 5 years now. But even when I was a celebrity and modelling and things, I mean, I don't see why, just because you model for photographs, or you know, that gives someone a right to hack into your private voicemail. I really think they have crossed a line there, and it's as simple as that.
There has to be some proportionality between
boundaries.
Yeah. What you know, if what you're doing is leading a normal life of a celebrity, then clearly.
I mean, what Abi does in her private life is
interest, I would imagine.
Well, I don't know about that.
No, but I mean, when it comes to regulating the media, but regulating the media, I mean, you know, investigative journalism has brought some fantastic things to light. You know, abuse in care homes, or you know, some stories about criminals and things that have helped the police. But there's a line where it's the job for the police and it's a job for the journalist, I think.
And that line does seem to have been blurred.
Yes, it does, and they are answerable for that.
Yeah. Okay, Abi, you'll be chatting with us later on as well, and Mark, you'll be with us throughout the morning as always. Thank you very much.
Thanks for that. Abi Titmuss, who is actually taking legal action against News International, one of the 4,000 odd names that we've been hearing that appears in the private investigator's book, is that?
4,000 names, but I think 170 of us that have actually had a case or something, isn't it?
No, only 170 have been contacted. Right. This inquiry has been going for, what, 3-4 years?
Your phone's sort of your lifeline to your friends and family, and when you're under intense media scrutiny, as I was for a few years, then when that's sort of violated, it's a very odd feeling. But I must say, as I said before, I did have a great relationship with the press for a long time, despite some difficult times, and I'm grateful for that. But as Mark and I were talking earlier, you know, they have crossed a line here, and they are answerable for that.
And I think, you know, it becomes very difficult for people, and you know, people like Abi are just ordinary folk, and they're just human like anyone else.
Thank you both. Just quickly, acting at the moment?
Yes, absolutely. For 5 years now. I'm going to be appearing in Dusk Rings a Bell at the Assembly Rooms at the Edinburgh Festival again this year, which will be wonderful.
Book early to avoid disappointment.
Mark's coming,
All right, yes, that green room chat. Okay. Smooth operator, isn't he?
And the Wanted, I've spoken to them as well.
Oh, right. Put some behind for us.